Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In previous class we learned about prefixes and also we learned one use of prefix, which is some prefixes are used for negative meaning of a word. So today we are going to learn more uses of prefixes and examples for those prefixes in detail. First of all, we can learn reversative prefixes and privative prefixes. The reversative prefixes means prefixes which reverse the action denoted by the root word. For example, the root word do will be reversative if you add a prefix of un to that, then it will become undo. It is just like reversing our root word of do. And then privative prefixes are prefixes which deprive someone or something of the object denoted by the root word. For example, unseat. So unseat deprive someone from the seat which he already has. So that is the difference between privative and reversative prefixes. Reversative just reversing the action done by the root word, and in privative prefix we are depriving someone from something which already he has. So here are some examples for reversative and privative prefixes. So firstly we can go to reversative prefixes. So un is used as a reversative prefix and which mostly comes with verbs. For example, undo, unpack, unlock and unzip. And now we can go to the privative prefixes, and also used as a privative prefixes, and most of the time this un comes with the nouns. For example, unseat, unmask and unhoist. So it will get the meaning of releasing someone from the seat or mask or hoist. De is also used as reversative prefix and privative prefixes. When de became a reversative prefix, it mostly comes with verbs and nouns. For example, decode, decontrol and denationalize. And de also used as a privative prefixes. For example, dethrone, deforest and depopulation. This is also used as reversative prefix and privative prefix. Example for reversative prefix is discontinue and disconnect. Both these examples are reversing the action of continue and connect. And the examples for privative prefix are disarm and disfigure. These two examples give us the meaning of removing the arm or get rid of the arm. In short, we can say if we get a reverse meaning of an action by adding a prefix, we call that prefix reversative prefix. And if we get the meaning of depriving someone from something or releasing someone from something or get rid of something from someone, then we can call that prefix as privative prefix. Another kind of prefixes are pejorative prefixes. So if we use a pejorative prefix, we are adding a meaning of bad, badly, wrong, wrongly, false to the root word. For example, if we add a prefix of mal to the root word of treat, we will get a new word of maltreat. It means to treat someone badly. Now we can learn some examples for pejorative prefixes. First one is mal, which comes with verbs, nouns, adjective and participle. So the example for verb is maltreat, and example with a noun is malnutrition. Malnutrition means something or someone who didn't have enough nutrients. The example for with the adjective is malodorous. Malodorous means something which have a bad smell, and which also comes with participles. Participles means the form of past participle for a verb. For example, malnourished. Malnourished also gets the same meaning of malnutrition, someone who didn't have enough nutrients in his body. Another example for pejorative prefix is miss, which is used with verbs, participle and nouns. So the example for coming with verbs is mislead and mishandle, and example for participle is misguided, and the examples for coming with the nouns is misfortune and misrule. Another example for pejorative prefix is pseudo, which pronounced as pseudo. There is no pronunciation for p, and it comes with a noun and adjective, and we will get a meaning of false. For example, pseudo intellectual, which means false intellectual, and pseudo scientific, which means false science or false scientific. Another category of prefixes are prefixes of number. So if we add that prefix to a root word, we will get the meaning of any number. For example, by adding that prefix, we will get the meaning of 2. For example, bicycle and bilingual. And di or die is also used as a prefix for the meaning of 2, mostly in scientific word. For example, dioxide and diode. Another example for prefixes of number are mono and uni. Both of them get us a meaning of 1. For example, monolingual and monoplane. And example for unidirectional and unilateral. So if we add mono or uni to a root word, we will get the meaning of 1. Another example for prefixes of number are demi and semi. By adding this as a prefix, we will get the meaning of half. For example, semicircle, which means half circle, and demigod, which also gives us the meaning of half god. And another form of prefixes of number is tri, which will give us the meaning of 3. For example, tricycle and tripod. And another example for prefixes of number is poly and multi. These two prefixes give us the meaning of many. For example, polyglot, polygamy, polyandry, polytechnic and multilingual. Polyglot means someone who knows a lot of language. Polygamy, someone who has many wives. And polyandry, someone she has many husbands. And polytechnic, a school there many kinds of technical knowledge is studied. And multilingual, someone who knows many languages. Another category of prefixes are prefix of degree, rank and size. So here are some examples for prefixes of degree, rank and size. First one, arch, for the meaning of highest rank. For example, archbishop, archangel, archenemy, archvillain. So it means highest bishop. Bishop is a priest of Christians, and archangel, which is mostly used for Jibril, because he is the leader among the angels. And another example is co, which is used for people sharing things or doing things together. For example, co-author and co-operate. Another example for prefixes of degree, rank and size is extra, which is used for many different meanings. For example, it is used for having more or extra of a particular quality. For example, extra large or extra long. And also it is used for the meaning of outside or beyond something. For example, extramarital, which is used for describing someone having an affair with some woman other than his wife. And extra constitutional, outside the constitution of a country. And micro is also used as a prefix of degree, rank or size in the meaning of small. For example, microcomputer and microorganism. Mini is used as a prefix of size or rank in the meaning of small or less important. For example, mini computer or mini bus. And another example of prefix is out in the meaning of doing something better than another person or thing. For example, outrun in the meaning of overcoming someone or outnumber and outgrow. Over is also an example of prefixes of rank, which is used in the meaning of quality or an action to great an extent, and which mostly used in the negative meaning of disapproval. For example, overripe and overeat, to eat more than enough. And another example is sub in the meaning of inferior or below something. For example, subhuman and substandard. And another example of prefix is super, which is used in the meaning of larger or more powerful than other things of the same kinds. For example, superpower, supermarket and superhuman. And another example of prefix of degree or rank is under, which is used with noun and verb. When it is used with noun, it will get the meaning of lower rank, for example under secretary, and it used with verb and participle for the meaning of action done or quality exist for something is insufficient, for example underestimate and undernourished. So in short, today we learned some categories of prefixes, which are reversative and privative prefix and pejorative prefix and prefixes of number, and lastly prefixes of degree, rank and size. And in coming class also we will learn some more categories of prefixes. Assalamu alaikum.